In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about the most incredible place on the planet to see wildlife. We will cover the complex logistics of how island hopping works, which is jumping from island to island without paying a fortune for cruises, how to swim with hammerhead sharks and penguins on the same day, and what the strategy is to avoid getting seasick on the speedboats between the islands. We will also tell you about the mandatory fees that must be paid in cash and where to see giant tortoises free in the wild. So let us get started. Galapagos is not a common beach destination. It is a living laboratory of evolution, the place that inspired Charles Darwin. The animals there are not afraid of humans. You will have to dodge sea lions and iguanas lying on the sidewalks and park benches. It is an expensive destination, but worth every penny. There are two ways to visit: by cruise ship, which is very expensive and restricted, or by staying in hotels on the inhabited islands and taking daily boat tours, which is what we will focus on here, as it is more economical and flexible. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Galapagos? The archipelago has two opposite seasons, and this changes your experience. The warm and wet season runs from December to May. The water is warmer, the sea is calm, and visibility for diving is great. It rains in quick showers, but it is very sunny. It is the best time if you get seasick easily on boats. The cool and dry season runs from June to November. The Humboldt Current cools the sea and brings many nutrients. The water gets cold, you need a wetsuit. The sea gets very choppy, but marine life explodes. It is the best time to see whale sharks and the largest amount of fish, but the boat rocks a lot. And how many days to stay in Galapagos? It is a serious mistake to stay for a short time because the cost to get there is high. The absolute minimum is 5 days. The ideal to get to know the three main islands, Santa Cruz, San Cristobal, and Isabela, is 8 to 10 days. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around Galapagos. To arrive, you need to fly from Quito or Guayaquil. There are two main airports: Baltra, which serves Santa Cruz Island, and San Cristobal. The master tip is to buy the flight arriving through one and leaving through the other, so as not to have to go back and waste time. To get around between the islands, there are speedboats called fibers. The trip takes about 2 hours and is an adventure. The sea hits hard. Take seasickness medicine an hour before and try to sit at the back of the boat where it rocks less. There is also the option of small flights between the islands, which are expensive but fast and scenic. Inside the islands, taxis are white double-cabin pickup trucks and are cheap, costing about $2 to $5 per ride. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy is to divide your stay between the islands. Santa Cruz Island, Puerto Ayora, is the center of everything. It is the most structured city with more hotels, restaurants, and shops. It is the mandatory base for those who want to take boat tours to uninhabited islands like Bartolomé and North Seymour. Stay near the port or Charles Darwin Avenue. San Cristobal Island, Puerto Bacarizo. Moreno is the administrative capital. It is quieter, has beautiful beaches accessible on foot, and hundreds of sea lions living on the city waterfront. It is our favorite for the relaxed vibe. Isabela Island. Puerto Villamil is the largest island, but the village is rustic, with sand streets and a fishing village atmosphere. It is the most beautiful and wild place, ideal for relaxing. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region in each of these islands. Staying in this marked area, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advanced strategy. The supply of hotels with good value for money, hot water, and air conditioning, which are essential, is limited. In Isabela, many hotels are too simple. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it is super easy. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM cell phone chip, to have internet. Although the internet on the islands is slow, discounted travel insurance, which is mandatory to enter tickets for boat tours that sell out good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry dollars, the official currency of Ecuador. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main detailed islands and attractions. The first base is Santa Cruz. Attraction number 1 is Tortuga Bay. It is an infinite white sand beach where you see marine iguanas and sharks in the shallow water. You walk along a beautiful trail. Visit the Charles Darwin Station to see the tortoise breeding center and the history of Lonesome George. Take a taxi to the Highlands Rancho Prometheus, or El Chado, to see giant tortoises free in the wild and enter lava tunnels. The most beautiful place to swim is Las Grietas, a crevice of crystal-clear water between rock walls. The second base is San Cristobal. Here the highlight is the boat tour to Kicker Rock Leon Dormido. It is a giant rock in the middle of the sea where you snorkel and see hammerhead sharks, turtles, and rays. It is impressive. Visit La Loberia Beach to swim with sea lions and watch the sunset. The interpretation center here is excellent and free. The third base is Isabela. The unmissable tour, perhaps the best in Galapagos, is Los Tunneles. They are lava arches over the calm sea, where you snorkel and see seahorses, white-tip sharks sleeping in caves, and penguins. It is a natural aquarium. If you have breath, hike the Sierra Negra volcano, which has the second largest active crater in the world. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tours in advance. The navigable tours that leave from Santa Cruz to neighboring islands like Bartolomé, that one from the famous photo with the Pinnacle and North Seymour, have very limited spots per day and sell out months before. Do not leave it to buy on the spot. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price and safely. Let us go shopping. Galapagos is not a place for cheap shopping. Everything comes from the mainland. But it is worth buying Galapagos coffee, which is grown on the island and is delicious. T-shirts with prints of blue-footed boobies and sharks are great souvenirs. There are jewelry made with volcanic stone and silver very beautiful in the shops of Puerto Ayora. Speaking of gastronomy, the food is based on fresh seafood. In Santa Cruz, the mandatory experience is dinner at the Calle de los Kioscos. At night, they close the street, put tables on the asphalt, and the restaurants display fresh fish and lobsters. You choose yours and they grill it on the spot. The brujo fish is the most famous and tasty in the region. If it is lobster season, the price is very good. And what to do at night? Nightlife is quiet. In Puerto Ayora, after dinner at the kiosks, people go to some bars near the port to drink local craft beer. Endemica is a good brand. In San Cristobal and Isabela, the night ends early as everyone wakes up early for tours. And if you are traveling with kids, it is the dream destination for kids who like animals. They will go crazy seeing sea lions on park benches. Just be careful with the speedboat trips between the islands, as seasickness can be difficult for little ones. Prefer to fly between the islands if you are with small children. Mandatory documentation for international tourists and extra costs. To enter Ecuador, a passport is generally required. Attention to cash costs. Before boarding on the mainland, you pay $20 for the TCT control card. Upon arrival at the airport in Galapagos, you pay the national park entrance fee. The value rose recently and now costs $200 per adult for foreigners. This amount must be paid in cash on the spot. Crisp bills, no tears. Travel insurance is mandatory. The yellow fever vaccine is not usually asked for Galapagos, but is recommended for Ecuador. We never travel without insurance, and in the link in the description there is the comparator we use. If you liked this complete and deep guide, like the video and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.